What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the Sinnoh Cup, which is coming out later today after the drop of this video. As we can see, we have a rotation in the leagues for Go Battle League, which is honestly amazing. I was not the biggest fan of Master League rotation, as the Holiday Cup only lasted a bit through that, and then it was just nothing but Master League, and typically the Master League rotation feels a lot better when there is a additional maybe Great League or Little Cup tagged onto it for a lot of us who don't have the best options basically for Master League. But Great League and Sinnoh Cup are now here, and the Sinnoh Cup is a cup we have never seen in Go Battle League, and the Pokemon that are in it we all really already have on our roster, or if you don't, investing in them will be great for Open Great League as well. So we're going to talk about those Pokemon today. It's going to be January 10th to January 24th, so a solid 2 weeks of Open Great League and Sinnoh Cup, and I honestly think it's going to be a great rotation. So let me know down in the comments which Pokemon is your favorite, which one are you guys most looking forward to using, but let's go ahead and dive into the rankings. Alright, so we are over here on pvpoke.com. If you guys have never used this website, it is the best one-stop shop resource for Go Battle League to learn more about the game, what these Pokemon can do, and how strong they are. Now, it really excites me that Lucario is ranked #1 overall, and this is due to its moveset and coverage on the meta. Lucario typically is a fighter that is never used in the Great League and rarely ever used in the Ultra League, but now it has a chance to shine because of the meta that we see. The tanks that we see are all very weak to counter and power up punch, and the counters to the Lucario that we see in this meta are very weak to Shadow Ball, such as Drifblim, Toxicroak, Frostlass, Gallade. If you land a Shadow Ball on them, it is going to be devastating, which makes Lucario an incredible lead or an incredible safe switch. And we can see that here from rankings as well. If we go to the leads, you guys can see at the top. Yeah, you guys can see up there. If we go to the leads, Lucario is ranked #2, and if we go to switches, Lucario is ranked #2 as well. This thing is an absolute monster, and I highly suspect we are going to see a lot of Lucarios everywhere because it's going to be the flavor of this cup. We're also going to see a lot of counters to Lucario everywhere, even double counter teams. But taking a look, I just want to talk more about Lucario because we've never really seen it on the meta, but you guys can understand the counter power up punch. I don't really need to explain that to you when it comes to Bastion, Abomasnow, blah blah blah. What's great here is Drifblim is going to be one of the best counters to a Lucario, but it has to absolutely fear the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball right here, as you guys can see, is going to be doing 97.5% of Drifblim's health. That is a boom, right? If you add up the counters and a Shadow Ball, that is going to absolutely destroy, which means a Lucario on lead, if you lose lead, you can come back into that matchup later by farming down and having energy advantage, or if you safe swap Lucario, you can get shield advantage guaranteed in this cup with Shadow Ball, which is why Lucario is going to be an absolute monster. On top of that, even stuff like Toxicroak, right? Let's take a look at this matchup. Toxicroak as well is going to be taking 79% of its health from a Shadow Ball. You have to fear the Lucario. I'm definitely going to be running it, so it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys have shiny Lucarios as well, be sure to flex that if you can, if the IVs are all right. But Lucario definitely coming in at #1, incredibly strong and going to be on a lot of teams. So Lucario here, though, I will say, from Open Great League standpoint, it is not the best. There are other fighters that I think are a lot better in Open Great League, such as Sirfetch'd or Machamp, because of their ability to handle some of the matchups like Azumarill that are a lot more common. But Bastion coming in at #2, this thing is an absolute tank. If you have the ability to get an XL Bastion, do that. Bastion is a staple in the Open Great League as well. You guys know there's going to be no Galarian Stunfisk in this cup because it is the Sinnoh Cup, but Bastion is an absolute monster. A must-have if you don't already have it. Now, Pachirisu coming in. This is, I believe, a regional. I got mine from GoFest. But Pachirisu is going to be very interesting. Volt Switch, Thunder Punch, Thunderbolt. It's going to have good coverage, but it really needs to watch out for those ground and grass type Pokemon like Gastrodon and Abomasnow, which I imagine are going to be pretty common, considering the meta that we're seeing form of water, tanks, flying type Pokemon, so like Drifblim, this whole meta that we're seeing right here, Abomasnow, Gastrodon, I'm going to be very strong against that. So Pachirisu does need to watch out, as it is pure electric type moves. Next up, we have Gastrodon. This is a very interesting one, as in most other cups, Open Great League and etc., we see other Pokemon, other ground, water, or mud boys, as we call them, outclassed by Swampert, Whiscash, etc. Those guys, maybe even Quagsire, those three are really the mud boys to have. But in this case, they're not going to be in this cup, which means Gastrodon has an opportunity. If you guys have never seen Gastrodon in use in the Great League, it's basically a mud slapper with Body Slam, which can absolutely handle Bastion's Magnezones. It does well against Lucario, but again, still dangerous because of Power Up Punch and Shadow Ball. It does well against Toxicroak and Empoleon. The mud slap coverage or ground type moves in this meta is very great. On top of that, having Body Slam spam is always nice, but where it suffers is against something like Drifblim, which I imagine, again, will be pretty common. It's going to be resisting all those ground and normal type moves because of Ghost Flying. And Drifblim's going to be very common. A lot of people have access to it. It was an easy power-up, an easy catch over multiple Halloween events. But Gastrodon looking very fun, very strong. Now, Abomasnow, I don't really need to talk much about that. You guys know it's a monster for Great League, Ultra League. If you guys don't already have one, this is a great time to get it. It's going to be having great coverage. If you have a Shadow one, get a Shadow one. If you don't worry. Normal Abomasnow is going to be doing great as well. It's going to be really locking down those flyers while applying neutral damage or super effective damage to other Pokemon in the meta. But yeah, very, very strong. Frostlass as well has been a staple in all basically specialty cups that we have seen. If a Frostlass is in a specialty cup like the Holiday Cup, it's an absolute monster, or the Remix Cup, because it is so strong with Powder Snow, Avalanche, and Shadow Ball. It can hit neutral basically nearly against everything, which is awesome to see. It's going to do well in this cup. Obviously, you need to watch out for something like Bastion, but because of Shadow Ball and Avalanche, you guys can actually do quite a bit of damage. As we can see, Shadow Ball is 28%, Avalanche is 15%, so if you can Shield Bait, which honestly, Bastions are not going to Shield Bait, they're just going to farm you down, but at least you can get them, if we go into the Zero Shield here, you can get them to about 50% HP, which is a good farming capability, especially if you have something like Lucario or Toxicroak. You will have to potentially shield a Flamethrower, obviously, with Lucario, but you have the opportunity to soften up the Bastiodon, come in and farm down, and maybe have Drifblim in the back, right, in order to sweep, because that might be the only counter to Flyers. So Frostlass is going to be incredibly strong, most likely going to be seen on lead or safe swap, and then Drapion. You guys know Drapion. Drapion, because of Poison Sting update, is now a massive part of the meta. It's one of the best Pokemon for Open Great League, and it is going to be a very, very strong contender in this cup as well because of its moveset and coverage. Having Aqua Tail and Crunch provides you great versatility against the meta for neutral damage, super effective damage, so it's going to be solid. I definitely suspect we're going to see a lot of Drapion safe swaps. Me in particular, probably going to be running Drapion safe swap. And then Toxicroak here. We're not going to go through all of the Pokemon. I just want to talk about the top couple. But Toxicroak here, one of the best fighters for Open Great League because of its coverage. It can handle Azumarill. It can do well against Grass-type Pokemon. It does well against Galarian Stunfisk and whatnot, and usually can do some nice chip damage against some of the flyers like Altaria with Sludge Bomb. In this cup, it's going to be doing very well, or going to be very strong as well. But what it really needs to watch out for is going to be Gastrodons and Drifblims and Cresselias, or confusion-type users. So like a Wormadam Trash, which we are going to see in here. Wormadam Trash, Confusion, right? Fighting poison typing is double weak to psychic type moves, so confusion users will really take advantage of that. Typically, you'll see a Hypno come into a Toxicroak, right? But in this case, Hypno is not in this cup, so be on the lookout for Mudslap and Confusion. Cresselia as well can have Confusion, so do not sleep on that. But thankfully, with Mud Bomb counter and Sludge Bomb, you have good coverage on the meta. And if you're going to want to run this fighter, or maybe a double fighter strategy, Lucario might be your safe swap, because again, it can apply that pressure with Shadow Ball while hiding Toxicroak in the back. That might be a very good strategy, double fighter in the back. And then we have Munchlax. So Munchlax is basically going to be the Body Slam spam king here with Lick, Body Slam, and Bulldoze. But because of Munchlax's typing with Lick, normal typing with Lick and Body Slam, it can actually handle the Drifblim, as we see. Same with Cresselia, Frostlass. It can just do well against everything, if I'm being honest. Things that resist the Body Slam, so for example, Empoleon here or Magnezone, are going to take super effective damage from Bulldoze, right, with that ground typing to Steel. So you can really threaten shields here. You can soak damage and just body. It's going to be great. Munchlax is a solid Pokemon. If you don't have one, that's okay. You don't need one, but powering it up and utilizing in this cup is going to be strong, and it's also good in Open Great League. It's just widely underused because we see stuff like XL Lickitung more commonly used, right? But that is going to be, I mean, there's a lot of others. I mean, you guys are going to be seeing me use Empoleon. You guys are going to be seeing me use Gallade and Gliscor. But there, I might do Luxray as well with the Psychic things. That's going to be interesting. But there's a lot of good Pokemon where if you invest in them, they're going to have great back-end gameplay, basically, in other cups and other leagues for Open Great League and specialty cups. The two that I would say, or the three that I would say, would be more of a specific power up for this cup, so you guys can save on dust and determine how you want to do it. Lucario, Pachirisu, and Gastrodon are basically in a bubble for this cup. We really haven't seen them used widely outside of the Sinnoh Cup, especially in Open Great League. They're not widely used. That doesn't mean they're not good, they're just not as good as other options. So if you're going to invest in them, know it's going to be for this cup, and potentially down the line if we see another Sinnoh Cup come or other specialty cups where they can be powerful. But for right now, it's just going to be for this cup, as there's other options. If you're looking to invest in something that you don't already have and you want it to be good in Open Great League down the line as well, go for stuff like Abomasnow. Go for stuff like Bastion, Frostlass, Drapion, Toxicroak, Drifblim. Those things are going to cascade into Open Great League and really be the best bang for your buck when it comes to spending resources in this game, because I know resources are limited. You always... Battlers always are poor on Stardust. Unless you already have everything, then you're starting to stockpile. But trust me, I know when you're starting to build your first roster for Great League, you're consistently out of Stardust and you're just moving on to the next Pokemon. So be very careful what you invest in. Again, if you're going to be having first investments, go for stuff that is going to transcend into Open Great League. Like we talked about, Abomasnow, Frostlass, Drapion, Toxicroak, Drifblim, Empoleon, a personal favorite of mine, but those ones, and Bastion will be the best bang for your buck. But you don't have a Lucario and you want to try it for this cup, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to give it a try myself. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I just want to give you a kind of talk through about what we're going to be seeing in this cup, what to look forward to, and what to be on the lookout for. And honestly, it's going to be that Lucario safe swap is going to be incredibly deadly. Same with Drapion. They're going to be very tough to handle. They're going to put pressure on shields. So you need to be careful there or enjoy using that. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Something nice, short, and sweet. I will be diving back into battles this week. If you guys saw last week, I said I was going to be taking a break, which I did. I basically took a break all of the holiday, basically all of Master League, the 2 weeks during the holidays when it was Christmas, and then finishing up last week just to recoup, take a break, step away from the game for a bit. But I'm going to be diving into the Sinnoh Cup because this looks incredibly fun, and it's the Great League, and I love the Great League. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.